can imagine how people feel, and I have seen it in real life. How do they feel about a major change that impacts their lives, that impacts the way they do business, and also their expectations? They don't know if they will have a job tomorrow or they will be laid off. Quite often, that's what's happening. They get laid off. And it's normal fear. What we as managers need to do is to manage change, but also to manage expectations and to clearly depict the picture. What's the goal? What do we want this company to be after the end of that transformation? What happens with departments, processes, etc. So people have clear expectations. And this is something many companies, not just corporations, any size of a company fails doing right. There is some, I would say, fear, and that fear is on the management side. They don't want to say straight, this is where we want to be in 2 years when we complete the digital transformation. We plan that 20% will be laid off. We plan that certain systems won't be used or they'll be used in a completely different way. We plan that we'll abandon certain processes. They fear communicating this. Okay, if you communicate it straightforward, just the way I did now, probably you will be faced with anger, and that's normal. There is a good way to communicate without facing that anger, but still raising the expectations right. And that's what managers need to learn. It's proper communication and proper expectation management, not only change management. There are tons of books on change management, courses on change management, very few on how to manage people's expectations. So there is a huge gap, and definitely there is an opportunity for people like you that focus on providing such services. You can jump and you can bridge that gap before your competitors do so. If you have a company that's very, very established, a corporate that has been around for 50 plus years, that company is likely to have people who started as interns and stayed with the company all their lives. They have been for 20, 30 years with the company. And out of a sudden, you're telling them, we are completely changing the way we do business. We'll establish a shared service center so you won't have a finance, HR, IT team in every country. This will be centralized and it will be sitting somewhere, preferably overseas. That's usual. You normally see all these people in shock, and that's normal. But what you need to tell them in this particular situation is, what do you plan for them? We are human. It's one to discuss company goals, something else to discuss on a human level what happens next. And in this case, what we need to discuss is, okay, these are our learning and development programs. We will no longer have product managers, for example, but those people performing those jobs have certain career opportunities and they could choose, and these are the options for them. This is how we'll invest in them. If they are to made redundant, again, it is absolutely necessary to state clear that it's not because of poor performance, it's not because they're not valued, which is quite often what I feel talking to people. After giving 20 plus years to a company, they get laid off and they feel undervalued, they feel underappreciated. The truth is, it's not that they're undervalued. Most probably, it's the opposite. The problem is, given their skill set, given what the company is doing with the processes, maybe there is no way to retain them, there is no way to reskill them, or it's too expensive, or it's not feasible, or simply there is no budget for that. Quite often, that's the answer, there is no budget for that. Digital transformation is quite often pursued to cut costs, and it's no secret to anyone involved. And If this is the case, the best is openly tell people, okay, we value your performance, we value everything you have done for this company. The reasons that we can't provide any career opportunities, we can't provide any option to you now, is that simply we will not need these skills. Everything will be automated or everything will be outsourced, could be
Mm,
outsourced quite often also. But you
mm,
need to be clear, you need to be candid, you need to really show people that you appreciate what they're doing.